It is time for Money Monday, and today we are focusing on those looming tax returns with the April 18th deadline quickly approaching. It always comes so much faster than I think it's going to. We're bringing you up to speed on what you need to know about filing your 2021 return.
Yes, and we want to do this with this is CPA and tax analyst for Forbes advisor Kimberly Washington. Kimberly, good to have you here with us. And look, it's a month out, but for some of us, are we a little behind?
Yeah, well, listen, the tax deadline this year is April 18th. So you still have some extra days this year, but you don't want to wait. You want to file your tax return as soon as possible. Why? Because of identity theft. These cases are on the rise. And if someone uses your information, get your refund before you do, it's going to take you a while before you can get your refund. And last but certainly not least, there's a lot of tax law changes. So you want to get that tax return in as soon as possible.
All right, let's talk about some of those changes. What are the most important things to look out for this year?
The biggest thing is the child tax credit payment. If you did receive payments last year, you're going to receive a letter in the mail. That letter is actually going to outline exactly how much you received. You're going to need this information in order to file your tax return and also determine whether or not you qualify for some additional cash. The second one is the recovery rebate tax credit. If you're someone who missed your stimulus payment last year, you may be entitled to $1,400 this year when you file your tax return. So keep that in mind. And last but certainly not least, if you're someone who gave money away to a charitable organization, you may qualify to take this donation on the face of the tax return without itemizing this year, up to $300 if you're single, and of course $600 if you are married. So keep that in mind.
And of course, a lot of folks want if they are getting a refund, they want the fastest way to get their hands on it. And so what is the fastest way?
The fastest way, of course, is make sure your tax return is free from any errors. You want to double check your tax return. Make sure your name, social security numbers are correct on your tax return. Another thing, this is a really big deal if you are co-parenting. Have that discussion with the other parent and determine who's going to actually claim that child, because if not, that can also cause a delay in your refund. And last but certainly not least, you want to make sure that you file electronically, because of course last year the IRS, it took them about 120 days to process paper tax returns, so you definitely want to do direct deposit to receive that tax refund faster this year.
And Kimberly, speaking of refunds, I think everyone loves the idea of getting a big check from the government each year, but is the goal to actually not get a refund?
That is the goal. You want to make sure that you actually break even at tax time. So there's one way you can do this. You can actually head over to the IRS.gov, enter your information, your income and your deductions, and it can actually let you know exactly how much taxes should be withheld. Because of course, you don't want Uncle Sam using your money throughout the year interest free. So that's one way that you can give yourself a raise, perhaps, by adjusting your tax withholdings. And of course, use some of that money right now, of course, with all the rising prices.
All right, Kimberly Washington, very important, timely advice. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.